Yo, greetings everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Hold on, let me wipe this down real quick. Let me wipe this down. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry about that. The lighting in this room is, once it gets into the evening time, it's just, it's kind of off. I'm gonna start going back upstairs and shooting up there, but hold on, let me just dim this down a little bit more. Okay, that's as far as I can dim it. So let me just change. There we go. We'll just do it like that. All right, we're gonna bring Kala in real quick. Let's bring Kala Thanos in real quick.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? What's up, bro? So everyone, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button again, please. As you come to the chat room, hit that like button, or I'm gonna have Kala sing our song. Okay, I'm gonna have
You know what
Kala
I mean?
sing the like song.
Like,
It's been a minute since you sung it, Kala. So
oh yeah. We don't
yeah,
ask for much, folks. A couple of
yeah, we don't
super
ask so much.
lights. That's all it takes. Because I really do believe, Diane, man, there's something really going wrong as far as like the stuff. You got 100,000 subscribers, right? You got all these people subscribe to you, right?
Right,
We should have way more people, even people that it comes across your feed, right? It comes across
right.
your feed once in a while. You tell me 100,000 people, 10% of them are clicking on and say, "Whoa, let's see what this asshole Colin had to say this time," and watch for 1 minute. You know, there's
Right.
something going wrong with this suppressing information. I don't trust YouTube. I don't trust it. Something's
Well,
going
I'm,
wrong.
I'm looking at guys. With that being said, I'm looking at other platforms to go on. Because we also stream like right now we're also streaming the Twitch at the same time, and there's other platforms like Truth Social, Rumble.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a locals, so I'm gonna start
Isn't there a
looking to
thing?
that
There's
as
a thing,
well.
Dinus. I think you could where they put them all at one time, and it's like a master platform, right? And all the things you got accounts where it streams all at one time. It's
Well,
like
right. So with Streamyard, like I can stream. I'll see if they've added those other platforms. But right now, I can stream to Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. That's what I'm on right now, streaming to. So,
right. There
we'll,
should be more. There should
right.
be
So I'm
more
gonna
out
see if I
there.
can get on the other platforms as well. Let me see. Let me see some destinations. Let's see what we got here. Add destination. Let me see what. Uh, yeah. See, they don't have. Yeah, they don't have the other ones yet, but I'm sure they're coming. So, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Also, do me a favor, guys. Make sure you go to ilamirror.com. Grab your gear. Grab your gear. People are always asking Dynasty where you get these shirts from, where you get your Africa's My Therapy shirt from. ilamirror.com. ILEAMIR.com. ILEAMIR.com. Guys, make sure you go and grab all of your gear, everyone. Go and grab your gear.
I think next week I'm gonna get some gear, and I'm also gonna buy your DVD next week too.
Okay, yeah. So I'm oh yeah, that's right. So guys, documentary that should be launching next week. So I'll make sure there's like a link where people click on, order
Okay.
it, download. Like so it'll be it will well, you know what? No, I don't. I just want to do downloads. I really don't. DVDs are kind of archaic. Like
Yeah.
people,
You're right. Downloads, DVD. I mean, I'm old school, man. I'm thinking about putting in my DVD player. I forgot you can just
yeah,
download it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Is it gonna be on Spotify? No, Spotify is not video.
Maybe Amazon and
Okay.
YouTube.
Amazon
Yeah, I'm gonna
Prime.
figure it out. Yeah, so we'll make sure we'll get it done, guys. I'm glad you reminded me because I gotta start working on that. So, but yeah, without further ado, we got brother Kala Thanos on with us today, and today's topic, is Ice Cube wanted to do something for us, had a plan for Black America, but no, the Queen said no.
How dare you?
Even the men were hating on it. It's about we can't do it right now. It's too late. Why you do this? It's too late. We can't do it. All Ice Cube wanted was to leverage his vote. Go ahead, Colin. One
Like I
second.
said, if anybody in the world, right, in Black America, right, if you're depending on the collective, right? The community, for your salvation, you are going down the wrong tube, because the whole thing is this: nobody gives a really damn about the community. Now, there's people on the ground, there's people in the community that are doing stuff, right? They're got education centers, they got self-help programs. My brother Shakim down in Charleston, South Carolina, he's putting in work. Got all kinds of clothing drive, food drive, and everything like that. He's on the ground helping people. My brother Shakim, we gotta have him on the show one day, in Charleston, South Carolina. He's big time down there. He's doing. I watched him grow from a street, just loud. He said, "Man, how's I making a fool?" I was like, he was out there with the Trayvon Martin and everything like that. Now he's really settling to what he's doing, and he's changing people's lives. He's really active in the community. That's somebody that I could put my and vouch for that he's doing work in the community. But and he gets help for different things for his 501c4, 3 and stuff like that, and you see the work he's doing in the community. And so you can see, with that being said, right, it's disheartening when him and I are always talking on off camera, and he talks about the crime and the violence in Charleston, Now, Charleston,
South Carolina?
Bro, man, mall shootings, parties.
So it's all over now.
It's all
Colin.
over. Yeah, you don't think so, right? You don't think so. You think Charleston has a historic thing, the Gullah Geechee, because he used to call himself the Gullah Geechee warrior, right? And when they have the crayfish frying there, I said, I can't wait to make it down to Charleston and hang out with him and whatnot, And he said, man, Colin, man, I'm gonna take you to the. They have the thing called tea time in Charleston, Charleston tea, especially with tea they drink, and everybody gets into it. So there's a whole culture down there. Basket making and reef stuff like there's a whole culture, Gullah Geechee culture just down there, right? You would think, right, with all that beautiful culture, African culture, like that. That's the most beautiful people in the world. You see these people, directly descendants of Africans that came over here that was semi-autonomous and kept their African culture and blended that to the modern America, So they became American in ways of life, but they kept their African roots, the African about them, And like I said, the best movies in the world to me is why you watch these Gullah Geechee type movies, and stuff with South Carolina. It really makes you feel connected to your past, your past. How we came out of slavery and we did all the things and everything. The whole kinship, and with all that, right? With all that, Black people, for the most part, right? This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna shock some people, right? Black people reject their culture. They would rather do the ratchet culture. They rather live like this and it's like this. I said, you got all that beautiful stuff going on in Charleston, South Carolina, right? A beautiful culture. I'm envious of them. I'm envious of the Black people in Charleston, South Carolina, the Low Country. They got all that land. They have good time. The family function, the family structures intact. All that stuff like this. And there's still the culture of the thugs, the gangs, everything like this. And so, therefore, what I'm saying is this. When people say that about Ice Cube, right? And it's Black people are disconnected from their community. We don't care, right? If it's not something that's going to put money in their pocket today and party and everything, they don't want it. We don't want to be connected with a struggle. We don't even want to admit that that we were slaves right now. You got a growing movement of Black people trying to deny their African roots.
Yeah, slave trade didn't exist.
Now exists and all
Native
stuff
Americans.
like this, We're
Colin
Native
was a
American.
Blackfoot Indian,
Yeah,
Colin
your feet are black.
Indian.
Your feet are black and crusty. I get that, but you ain't no Blackfoot Indian. You wash them damn thing. Put some Epsom salt on and wash them damn thing. Then you say, "Oh, I'm not Blackfoot." Yeah, your black feet are black and crusty. That's why you call yourself Blackfoot. But anyway, the whole thing is so when we talk about politics, right? Now, the people that came after Ice Cube, Vivica Fox and all that, you saw that turned out with Kevin Samuels and everything, right? They get up there and Vivica, right, didn't even make she's past her prime. She can't have kids, everything. So I did the right thing by not having kids and everything. I got godchildren and everything. So she's somebody that basically was never into the Black family. And I believe the Black family is the core of the Black community, right? About what you call Marcel Dixon. My boy Shakim never endorsed him or anything like that. And he's a big wig in Charleston, in that area right there. If he didn't endorse you and everything like that, if I didn't see him Shakim with you, you're pretty much done to me. So So therefore, if you got people who aren't in the so-called in the black community, they don't care about families. They don't care about the streets being safe. They don't care about all the stuff that black people talk about on a daily basis. They're not there. But yet, like always, right? Like always, the white media will decide, right? Okay, look what these women had to say about Ice Cube, and they're up there disrespecting him. Well, where's the women at? Where's the women at? Well, you black women did not go to Donald Trump. You know, you might imagine that it would have been if black women would Donald Trump said, you know something, we like what
what's like. So they refused to meet with Donald Trump,
right.
and so I'm guessing they get Biden in office. Biden gonna let him at the in the White House. They're gonna have a fish
Of course,
fry at the White House. Biden won't even meet with him at the White House.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. They basically in the community, right? In the community, the black people, if you're not going to the White House, if you're not with Jay-Z and Beyonce and everything, nobody cares. You ask yourself, what did Obama do? What did Jay-Z and Beyonce? What did all this stuff?
No, they just can't. They went to the White House to kick it and hang out.
You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is, like I told you earlier today, I said, look, while we're doing all that showmanship stuff, black immigrants are coming away with the bag, right? Black, the Caribbeans, Mexican, everything, they're basically saying, yo, this is what's going to help us in our community. Black, the Liberian community was so organized in Minnesota, they got Keith Ellison to go to Donald Trump and extend temporary protective status for 3 years. And there were Liberians who once hated Donald Trump would call him Pepe Trump. You know why? Because they said whatever it was, Minnesota was going to be a close state. He need I don't care if it was 10,000 votes, whatever. They said Donald Trump said I want to peel off some of them votes. You know, and the Liberians say, you know something, you extend that. You know, we're going to give you support. But there's nothing you can do to Black America, right? To say like this, because why? We're spoiled people. We're comfortable. We only pretend like we have problems in our community. We pretend. The only problem we have in our community is we don't want to be part of the community. You know, that's the problem. I'm going to say it again. The main thing that Black people complain about is that there's not white people suffering like them. They're like, we got through all these problems in our community. You don't. Yeah, white people are like, yeah, I know. We figured things out. We got our community people in order. You know, you don't. Black people don't want to be part of this community. The Black community, when we talk about it, is just some problem that we wish would go away. We wish white people would come in and join us in this so-called struggle, right? And then nothing ever happens. And the whole thing is this: you could talk all you want and everything. White people can go back to being white. Chinese can go back to be Chinese. And who's left cleaning up the trash after Black people? We see that with the thing. Are they talking about Antifa right now in 2020? No. Who are they saying? BLM. And we saw with our own eyes.
You got a point. They're not
right.
Antifa.
They don't know why? Because all those white punks that really did all the violence, right? That walked their money, college kids, they busted college kids, right? Well, $100,000 a year college when I reckon pulling out statues and everything like that. They are blending back into society. And just like what happened during I don't know if you remember this, during World War II in Raritan Bay, New Jersey. Do you know that there was whites out there who were signaling German U-boats and stuff like that to the coast or where to strike and stuff like that? Yes, white immigrants, right? But after the war, the U.S. government didn't come down to white immigrants like from Italians, Germans, especially like German immigrants. They were helping the Nazis in World War II. It was so bad that they were burning, they were blowing up ships in the harbor, right? Lucky Luciano, mob boss, right, was released from jail on the condition that he can get the docks under control. Okay. But when you look at history, whites were so patriotic. Germans were flooding money into America. One of the largest gatherings at Madison Square Gardens was a Nazi rally, you know, and there was prominent white Americans who attended there who said that Nazism should take over America, okay? But after World War II, all that's forgiven and forgotten and everything. Black people were patriotic, loyal and everything, and we were still rejected, okay? Right. The whites who basically did all that stuff, like white people, like, yeah, why are we fighting this World War II? They were just like during the Civil War. There were white people who burned New York City to the ground because they didn't want to fight the Civil War. But when that Civil War was over, who did whites, North and South, blame for the Civil War? Not each other, not the slave owners. They blamed Black people, okay? And so therefore, there's this thing in America, this thorn in America's side, this cancer that America doesn't know. It's called the Black African American community. Nobody wants to do anything about it and everything. You can't assess benign neglect. Let me tell you what benign neglect is, right?
One second, guys. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Listen, if you're in the chat room right now, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Let's tweak these algorithms. I don't ask y'all for much. Hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. And don't be shy. And shout out to Brandon for super chats. Brother Brandon is always in the chat room sitting.
Yeah, you should show. I heard our show last
like my
night.
grandma, like my grandma used to say, love offering. Shout out to Brandon.
Check this out. You should listen to our show from last night. We really toasted it up, man. We had gas him up on it. It was a really good show on his show last night. The thing I'm trying to say is, damn, I lost my train of thought. I was saying something poignant. I got what I was going to say, but it'll probably come back to me. But the thing is, in Black America, benign neglect, right? What is benign neglect, right? Now, people will argue and say, oh, there was no benign neglect, right? There was. Because the government, when you have a government, right, a society, the institution, everything, right, they're tasked with solving problems, right? And the common man has common sense to say, yeah, this is right, right. And it balances itself out, right? Colleges, told me, look at Howard University and look at the DC area. You don't see much return on your money. But you look at any other state in America, the University of Arkansas, Missouri, and everything, their graduates, what do you see? You see industries, you see all this stuff as a result, the manifestation of their investment in education. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they have power, right? They're not, but there's a proactive government and civil society that makes sure their communities have good schools, have educational standards up, and policing, all the stuff like that works in conjunction with each other. In the Black community, right? The Black elite in the Black college education do not have any power to directly affect what goes on to the Black community, other than begging and pleading to the dominant society what we should have. And for the most part, Black America, right, never benefited from our so-called educated class. We never benefited from them. They couldn't provide any factories. They didn't build any factories. They didn't build anything, right? All they are is spokespersons for us when there's a racial incident or whatever like this, or civil rights. There's a big industry in Black people getting their degrees and everything and becoming social justice warriors and activists and everything. And the bottom line, what are you seeing when you turn on MSNBC? What they do? Complaining about the problem. Talking about the problem, right? Talking about the problem. So therefore, if Ice Cube comes in, right, and says, you know something, I'm in tune with Black America. I know we need this $500 billion, right, targeted to Black institutions and everything on the ground, right, would help. These people said, hell no, we got a good
hell no. How? In fact, they were pissed off that he would even try.
Right. So
try to ask for something.
The establishment Black leadership in America right now. I basically feel the same sentiment about Jim Clyburn, right? But this guy Marcel Dixon wasn't the guy. It's like, yo, man, we're tired of Jim Clyburn, so let's find some clown ass nigga to run against him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got that's a clown ass nigga. Let's get him up there when he gets 2% of the vote. You're like, yo, man, that's an improvement. He got 2%. He hit Tariq. Yeah, that's good, man. He got 2% of the vote, man. You know what I'm saying? Next time he got 2 more years. Look, the bottom line is this. Black America, we're in a situation, right? If you try to do something for the community, right, real change and everything, right, people are going to lose, right? The establishment Black people are going to lose, right? That's why the NAACP, all up until I think recently, never had an economic thing for the Black community. They did not believe in Black businesses. They didn't believe in the so-called Black Wall Street. They didn't believe in it because it smacked up separatism. But they wanted was to get rid of the so-called Green Book, get rid of Negro Leagues, get rid of all these institutes, even get rid of Ebony Magazine if they have to, right? And blend in the individual.
That Ebony Magazine is pretty much gone.
It's gone now, but they won. That means they won. The people that were trying to get rid of Ebony Magazine for decades, they finally won. In other words, basically, we don't have now. You got people around America. We don't have anything to rally around. We don't have the Cosby Show. We don't have all this stuff that we don't have UPN. We don't have all these things that would sustain us. To give us an identity. Remember how UPN was in the 90s?
Yeah.
Shows and everything. Okay, this is Black culture. You hear Black themes and Black music and Black or word culture. You don't have
we had UPN. We have. I remember Sunday Nights Fox. You had Martin. You had a Living Single. Yeah, all the shows on UPN.
All these things touch on.
You had. You got to think about. We have Family Matters.
Fresh Prince and everything, you know,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, My
A
Brother
Different
and Me.
World.
We had all these black shows. They just Wayne brothers, they just disappeared. Moesha.
Yeah, Moesha. Yeah, I love Brandy and Moesha. So they talked about different things, racism, rape. They covered a lot of topics that would pertain to us. But now we don't have that anymore. You know, we don't have that in Black America because we, as a community, we got rid of all that because we want to blend into invisibility. We used to have our own award shows, and everything, but now it's like
The BT Awards is today.
B2, yeah, B2, yeah.
If that counts. If that counts.
Yeah, that counts, you know. But they took over that and buffooned it, and it turned it into a buffoon show. But we had the
Yeah,
image.
listen, we had Family Matters, Thea, Moesha. I mean, God, we had all these shows.
Lots of 227. You know, we had a lot of stuff going on that basically showed Black life in America, right? That's what the theme. Now they're telling us. Remember, they said Black stuff don't sell. You know, maybe you know something I don't know, right? Why is that always a theme? It wasn't until Ryan Coogler did Black Panther, right, that said it for us. Yeah, Black directors and Black things do sell. Maybe they didn't say, oh, that's only because it was Marvel. But there's always this thing that Black people don't want to see Black normal life in America, right? So therefore, if you have a system, you have a government that's going to basically fund Black communities, encourage Black homes and Black businesses and stuff like that from top to bottom. We're going to give you $500 billion to fix Black America directly and everything like that. Then all the people who talk about the problems in Black America won't have any influence. They won't have any job. They won't have any use. So that's why in a selfish thing, they attacked Ice Cube. How dare you sit down with Donald Trump talking about $500 billion platinum? How dare you? You know
that's how they were upset. They were offended. How dare you talk about leverage our vote? Who would leverage our vote? We got to get rid of the orange man.
We got to get rid of the orange man, you know? And so now you got rid of the orange man, you got $5 a gallon gas. Everybody's suffering. I don't want to hear it, you know? You got record high inflation. $100,000 now is $100,000 2 years ago is $92,000 now, you know? So your money's being devalued and everything like that. So the bottom line is this: Black America is holding a big L right now. But do you think that's going to change anything with Black America?
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? They basically why? Because
I know Black people tripling down. You know, everything's Putin's fault. Nah, Biden's not doing nothing wrong.
Nothing's Biden's fault. It's Putin's fault. Everything. When Donald Trump was they blamed him for the Hindenburg and the Titanic. You know, and he wasn't even born. You know, everything. Oh man, the orange man's a big mass killer. They call him the mass he should be held for all the people who died in COVID, even though he was the one who basically talked about the gain of function. And he basically, at the State of the Union, told Nancy Pelosi, shut up about this virus that's spreading, right? She took there and ripped it up on camera. Remember that State of the Union? She sit there and ripped it up right there, right in back of him, you know? I don't want to listen to I don't listen to this, you know? But then he said, we got to stop flights from China, right? Oh, that's racist. They rallied Chinese people. Oh, he's racist against Chinese. And so the bottom line is this: they wanted Donald Trump out. They want to put him in jail. They want to stop him from running everything. And so Donald Trump is like this, you know, I'm going to play a hand here. You know, one card I got to play is if I could just peel off enough Black votes, right? Let's like 30% of Black votes. I could sure that it'll be even if they cheat in the election. Then again, he got the most of the Black votes in the election, and Joe Biden still got 20 million more votes than Barack Obama. Now, one thing you don't hear about, and the thing is, no one ever talks about 81 million votes. Now, do you think somebody look at Barack Obama when he ran his campaign? You saw when he ran his campaign, right? He was in every city. I remember I went to one of his rallies, right? He was in there. It was like an hour and a half. Done. And he was off on a plane to another city. Boom, boom, boom. It was last couple of days, weeks of his first rallies the size of, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Trump rallies are bigger than Obama's. Now, Joe Biden, he shows up at a rally, not even 5 people show up. He's in his basement. And so you telling me people were enthusiastic. You could always tell by the rallies and everything, like Hillary Clinton didn't do any rallies and everything like that, and that's why she lost, right? So how does Joe Biden, who did less than Hillary, right, get 20 million more votes, you know, than Trump? That was, of course, that thing was so. They don't want to think that the elections was tampered with. It were. And so no, you're supposed to be stupid, just like Black America. They want to turn white Americans into Black Americans. You know, Black Americans are stupid, right? white America's got to be stupid now, right? Oh no, the electoral fairness where we don't see the roles, we don't. There's no audit. If you talk about let's do an audit and everything like that, they want to censor you, kick you off Twitter, kick you off Facebook and everything as things. So they got tech giants basically colluding with all these people. And so you ask yourself this question: why is all this happening? Who's behind this? And the bottom line, when you look up and you got the New World Order plants its flag in the White House and everything, and
Right.
basically you got martial law for the next 10 years and everything. You can't do nothing. They shut down, and Dynasty disappears, college disappears. They shut down all. They're talking about that now. You know, Obama's
Yeah.
talking about that now today about, oh, we need to this toxic stuff that's on the internet and stuff like that. You know, toxic is saying what they don't want you
Well,
to hear.
anything that you disagree with them on,
It's
that's
toxic.
toxic.
You know, it's
Yeah,
toxic. You know,
if you disagree with them on anything, it's considered toxic.
yeah,
Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button again, please. Hit the like button, guys. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button. Also, make sure you share, subscribe,
yeah,
all
share.
that good stuff. Tour Sierra Leone, Nigeria. Hit me up for details. All right, go ahead, Colin.
Yeah. So, and like I said, we live in a society, right, where it's a done deal, right? John Conyers was in Congress. He died a couple of years ago. He was in
Right.
Congress when my parents were teenagers dating at the '64 World's Fair. You know, that's when he entered Congress. My parents were teenagers. You know, years before I was born. You know, they were teenagers, kids. You know, at the '64 World's Fair, and he was in Congress. And so this is what he did. um, he's a ranking member of Congress, right? They had the
Right.
HR 40 bill reparations, right? They know that it's not going to pass, right? But they'll tell you that the reason why the HR 40 bill reparations bill is not going to pass is because of Republicans. Now we got to keep voting for Democrats and everything. So, you know, fool me once, fool me twice. You know, that's how it goes, right? Black people are like, oh yeah, if we would get reparations, it wasn't for a thing. So you wasted like 2 generations waiting on a reparations check from
Right,
John.
right. And gonna continue to.
And continue to. So this is what they're doing right now with this reparations bill right now, right? Oh, we don't want 500 billion now. We don't want to get Donald Trump elected, right? And say, look, hold his feet to the fire. Say, we want that 500 billion dollars. If you got a Republican say, look, you know, black, and this is another thing. Here's another thing. This is very, very important, right? I don't know when did we become Americans, period, right? You know, and you got Whoopi Goldberg, you know, you got these big hens sitting on The View every day. Talk about American people. When did we become Americans, period? We are still
America's
a,
who? We become
huh?
America's who? When did we become
Uh,
America's who?
well, two, also. When did we become America, also, right? We are U.S. citizens, but we are a minority group, right? That's how the world was trying to engage Black America as a minority group. They realized America, the institutions and everything is white, you know, and anybody who
Mhm.
could assimilate and pass as white in America. That's the whole idea of American, that you could one day say, why do you think these Latinos coming over here and they're trying to be what they call spicy whites? Because they'll
What's it
have that
called?
Latino culture.
What? Spicy white?
Oh, that's a new term. You know that? That's a new term
Oh,
called,
no,
the white
I
Latinos.
haven't heard that one, Colin.
Yeah, you gotta
Spicy
be on
white.
TikTok. You gotta be on TikTok a little more than I am, right?
Go.
Spicy whites. The spicy whites are the Latinos, right? Who think in like white people, right? But they're Latino when it's convenient for them. You know, they're Latino, but they're really white. You know, I see
Mhm.
it all the time here. You know, I was in a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and I got the video too to prove it. You know, I don't know if I sent it to you or not. Well, this guy was with his Hispanic guy, right? He was sitting there with his wife, right? And he was looking at this other black man, right, at the salad bar. He was like looking at him, right? And you could see the hatred on his face, right? Because the guy was talking. And I see that videotape. I said, what the hell is this guy gritting on this old black man for? You know, he just looking at him, his wife looking at him like, you could tell they're new immigrants, whatever. They're looking at him like, in this country, he wouldn't probably, in his country, black people probably wouldn't be allowed nowhere near. And because the guy was talking to this older white lady, and they were just sitting there having a conversation. They're looking at him like, so you got these people over here, and black people think that, oh, we got all these Hispanics, our numbers up. No, no, no. The Hispanics do not care about you. They want to get closer to white people, right? They want to create a so-called a culture of white and white-like people, right, who are on the same team, right? And the whole thing, what's the team is, right? Aggressive policing, right? White people and people that look like them, right, can get along and stuff like that. White people that are invited to their what they call fiestas and everything, come around, stuff like that. That's the culture that you see in Texas, Arizona, everything like this. So black people looking at this whole thing like, oh, people of color and everything. and also black people in the Democratic Party, we're the underclass. We're the largest voting bloc in the Democratic Party, right?
Right.
But we're the underclass. Who runs the Democrat? Whose agenda runs it? The LGBTQ, the DACA people. You know, black. I don't mind about black immigrants. They're gonna do what they gotta do. But the African Americans, whatever like this, you know, black people, we on the bottom. We don't really matter. And also, who's on the bottom of that? The black African American heterosexual men. We're basically you don't say nothing. Like Amanda, what's that one girl? What's the other man? So the one that that was on the White House that wanted to be White House press secretary that campaigned for Biden.
Oh, the big girl.
Yeah, I forgot
That
it.
left. That left.
Yeah,
Colin, you know what they're not talking about? Oh, Simone Sanders.
Simone said
But no,
she told us to
Simone.
shut up. She told black people.
It's not Simone Sanders. It's Simone. What's her name, guys? Simone.
I think it is
Hold on
Simone
one second.
Sanders. I
Is
think
it
it's
Simone
Simone
Sanders?
I think it's. Let's look it up. I think it's Simone
But
Sanders.
Colin, you know what they're quiet about? The amount of people that are leaving the Biden's White House. The amount
Of course, they
people
don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, they got that on. They're real quiet about that because when people are leaving Trump's White House, oh man,
Oh, everybody's leaving. It's big news.
it's unstable.
Yeah.
Look at all the drama. But now
that's
her
name. That's her name. Simone Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is, she said on Roland Martin's show, right? She said, "Y'all black men don't say nothing. You know, y'all just get out there and vote. We don't need y'all vote." You know, she said that. Black men are the enemy. She said that. She said black men are the enemy. They're the problem. They're the oppressor. Whatever man hurt her in her life and everything like that, you know, she doesn't deal with that person. But she said black men are nothing and everything. So that's the attitude. Black males are absolutely nothing. We're just emasculated or like that. But the whole thing is, you got a lot of black men out there who go along with that. You know, I'm riding for Biden. I'm doing all stuff like this. If one time in our history we could have stood up like men and stayed home this election or voted for Trump and everything to send a message that you don't fuck with us, we didn't do that. We fell right into line right now. I don't need no $500 billion. Now you got broke ass motherfuckers, dusty ass motherfuckers. We don't need no $500 billion, man. You dusty ass Negro.
Hey, guys, listen, Donald. This is the mentality of black people, and I told you guys after the election because I knew how this was going to end up. Me and Brandon were telling you guys I was going to troll you guys for 4 years. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to continue to troll you Biden supporters. We got about two more years. But listen, Donald Trump came to Atlanta and said, "Look, black folks, I got $500 billion for you." Y'all called him racist and called him all this other stuff. All type of ad hominem attacks. Joe Biden said, "You don't vote for me, you ain't black." Y'all voted for him.
Yeah, the bottom line is this. What this tells you is what this tells me is I have like as far as like politically in America, I do not respect black America. That's why these are the same black people who want so much respect from other black people. You ever notice that, Diane? You know, you just made on the world stage, you made yourself look like fools, you know, and you want black immigrants to pay homage, you know. We fought for you. Everybody look at y'all like you're a bunch of fools. You ADOS, FBA, LGBTQ types, you know. You guys are the biggest fools on the planet, you know. If you guys were saying we want tangibles, right, and you still went out there and voted, right, and you said we want tangibles, we want a black agenda. First of all, it ain't up to a politician to have a black agenda. You should already been organized. We got all this social media, Dinus, right? How come we couldn't get on code? Getting on reparations is on code. Because the reparations movement, as I'm seeing right now in California, is just nothing but an attempt, right, to keep black people lured into the political process, you know, and say, oh, yeah, come on in, everything. Just like what you call, and who's running that? The LGBTQ types, you know, same way they did Black Lives Matter and everything, because these people are organized and everything. They're ahead looking for a body, you know. They're ahead looking for a body. And it's, you want reparations? That's the new talk now? Okay, let's engage the California legislature and everything. And you get all hyped up like you're going to get some money. Let me tell you something, folks. You know, in a million years, right? Heaven and earth will pass and everything. Like I said, God's word will never.
And guys, 1 second. Listen, links in the chat room. If you guys want to call in and add to the conversation, links in the chat room. Do me a favor, please hit the like button. But links in the chat room as well. Guys, go ahead and click on that link if you want to call in. And then, hold on a second, Carla. Links in the chat room. And then please hit the like button. But links in the chat room. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, and also that guy Atcha that's always on here. Why are these people always in the chat room trolling? They never call in. They don't know the Democrats this, the Democrats this. Man, how can you basically stand on a leg and argue with them, especially on a black nationalist Pan African platform? You're gonna talk to me about some Democrats, you know? And so therefore, the Democrats are the thing. And I'm not no pushing no Republicans, but I'm saying the Black America should be balanced out. It should fluctuate. The black vote should fluctuate back and forth. You know what that would signify, Dynast? Progress, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And basically what you don't know, what Malcolm X did, right, when he wrote one of his books, right? Not the last, what's the one book? I forgot what the name of it was. The Ballad of the Bullet. One book he wrote.
Ballad of the Bullet, something like that.
No.
Bullet
I'm thinking of a specific book he wrote. You know, where he had a chapter called Progress. You know, Progress, and he talked about. He said in the 1940s and everything, black people we got jobs because the white man needed us. You know, he said Hitler created a war. We got all these factory jobs. We would buy homes and stuff like that, right? And he said then after the war, Stalin kept up the pressure, and we still have jobs and everything. So he has to admit. He said, I'm forced to admit that we made some sort of progress, you know. He said, but it wasn't out of the goodness of the white people's heart. He always ends with that. It's because they absolutely needed us, you know.
Hey, we got Free Game Podcast. Go ahead, Free Game Podcast.
Yeah.
Man, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
What's up, brother?
Man, when Ice Cube, the most disturbing thing was Ice Cube had, because we want a handout. That's the thing. And I'm not against reparations, but we want someone, hey, cut the check. We don't want to take what's best for us. When Ice Cube said, hey, I got $100 billion that can go into some infrastructure. Hey, will y'all accept that? The black women said, no. What's in it for us? What's in it? What I'm gonna get? You know, how could you basically support the LGBTQ movement a little bit more? And honestly, Dynast, I don't think we have $100 billion to put shit into right now. If we was to get the goddamn money right now,
exactly.
What are we gonna put it towards?
Right. Our community is shamble. We have to start from ground zero. We had the chance when Obama, right, we had the stimulus, right? And then I was on Blog Talk Radio, right? And the question that came up then there was all these shovel-ready jobs that they was doing work projects and everything, and black people got very little of it. And all of a sudden, at the time, right? Remember something? Black people are pretty much like Brother Lumumba said, are pretty much apolitical. We weren't organized around that thing to get to benefit from that. If we had black contractors, and then also when we do have these black people like this, they always call black capitalists. You know, you just try to, yeah. That black capitalist is going to employ other black people. See, the thing is, we don't want that. We don't want that because if you do that, that means, oh, you're making progress, you know, and you have nothing to complain about, you know. And white people got the money and they're still complaining because all those white people benefited from those construction jobs and that stimulus, right? And they will still talk about things. One of the Congressman Reagan, right? He owned in Virginia Beach a place called a car dealership, a Chevy dealer called RK Chevrolet, right? He basically handed his business over and he ran for Congress, right? Get this. He benefited off the cash for clunkers, right? He was selling car, bringing a clunker in. When he made millions, they said he made millions and millions of dollars profit off the cash for clunkers. He ran against what he benefited from and won. You know, so the bottom line, they'll secure the bag, right? And then politically turn around, yeah, man, this is wasteful spending. Remember the Tea Party? He was a Tea Party guy. After his business benefited from the cash for clunkers. You know, this is insane. Black people didn't benefit from any of that. You know, I think we have one black dealership down here, Nissan dealership. I think they had the cash for clunkers. They benefited and everything like that. But for the most part, all that money that was going around, right, that free money, right, that was going around was in white hands because we weren't in a position politically, anything. We had no connection to the Obama administration. You know, there was nobody lobbying for us. Only thing we wanted to do was circle the wagon and against anybody who said anything about the Obama family, you know? And Obama said, yo, y'all got to be my marching thing. Well, we're not getting nothing out of it. Dang, man, you know what this means? I'm the first black president. It's your job to protect me. Basically, that's what he was saying. You know,
I wasn't really paying attention, and really in the loop back when Tavis Smiley and Cornel West, I guess, are criticizing Barack Obama. What were they
right.
actually saying? What were they really
Now
saying?
I have to apologize publicly to Tavis Smiley and Cornel West, right? Because I called them uppity Negroes that were jealous, wherever, because Tavis was dissed by Obama when he was running, right? And Obama, Tavis had Hillary on, right? Because Hillary promised him a president thing. So Tavis always hated Obama, and I said, "Oh, Tavis, you're just jealous and everything." But when it comes down to it, he was pretty much right. But we didn't see that. We just saw, oh, you're just a jealous Negro and all stuff like that. That's how black people do and everything like that, man. I was politically immature at the time, you know? And they had a poverty tour or whatever like that. And basically to embarrass the Obama administration, the black he ain't doing nothing for poverty. But the thing is, poverty, how you do poverty is you have to create black wealth. You need those black families. You can't just give it to any black person. If a black person has a wife, kids, sons, daughters, and they're all accomplished and everything, you empower those type of black people, right? Because they're going to be in the community as a pillar, right, and as a foundation, right, to other black people to fall in line with. We don't have that in Black America because anymore because we don't have to. You know, we don't have those sort of communities anymore. We had community leaders. Well, who are the community leaders? Not spokesmen. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson are not community leaders. We used to have people in our community that own newspapers and own businesses that black people, Black America look up to. They had connections in the white society and everything, and they could bring home the bacon. You know, we say, hey, we got one. You guys want this ballpark? We got that built. You know, we had those sort of leaders in places like Washington D.C., Delaware, and places like that. But we don't have those sort of leaders anymore. So basically, the leaders now is whoever gets on MSNBC, right? They give him an audience and whatnot, and now he's a leader. So what do the black people think? Like these motherfuckers come out and say, "Who's this nigga? I never heard of him." You know, and next thing you know, he's put words in our mouth. This is what black people want. Everybody say one of the reasons for the riots in the '60s was white media was putting words into the black people's mouths, right? The black people want this, and black people were like, yo, we just want to be left the fuck alone. We were apolitical, but white people kept saying, yeah, black people want this. We want to integrate white kids and everything like that. They took Martin Luther King's words and whatnot. That's what black people want. And Malcolm X had to push back, but we don't want to. We're not so grand to live next to you and stuff like that. We don't want that. We want black power. We want to build our own. You know, that's what the black power was a reaction to this idea that the civil rights was you have to blend the races in, and the best thing for black people is being next to white people. And they found out in the 80s and 90s, studies found out that black people who go to white institutions around a lot of white experience racism tend to be low underachievers. Black kids who are adopted by white parents or foster care, stuff like that, tend to be self-hate underachievers. They get engaged into illicit sex and drinking and alcoholism and stuff like this. So the whole thing is, we always knew strong black communities, strong black families, and black love was a key to building our culture and building our community. When you talk about Black America, right? The only thing black about Black America is the fact that there's black people in America. There's no organized Black America. Now, Ice Cube said, look, we can basically change that and give black people a reason to start building inside of our communities itself. You know, getting with the churches, getting with the mosques and black organizations and everything like that. Say, look, this is what we could do to build a better life for ourselves. You know, we got all these cities that are abandoned. We can go back there and build these things. We can build factories, we can build industry. But you got to basically recognize a black class above you, above in a middle class, and what we call upward mobility. You know, upward mobility means, okay, I want to be like him. I want to work. I want to get this. This is what I want to be. Well, Black America felt like upward mobility was moving to white people. You know, I remember looking at the Jeffersons, right? We're moving on up. That was basically saying it was a black writer who did that. That wasn't Norman Lear, right? They were living in a white community. Remember, they thought they were moving. Oh, they lived around bunkers, right? Then it's like, oh, it's time to move up, right? And they went to Park Avenue and stuff like that. We're gonna move up. You know, we're moving on up. So
We got a new Kasha. Go ahead and meet yourself, Kasha Zulu. Kasha
Peace,
Zulu.
good. How you
Go
doing,
ahead.
how you doing, Dynast?
Good. Go ahead.
How you doing, brother? Kala Genesis, Kala Thanos. Uh, the topic of the show. I don't think Black America owes Ice Cube an apology. I think Ice Cube owes Black America an apology.
Oh God. Colin, you freeze up on us?
Yeah. Ice Cube owes Black America an apology. Where do I stop, Kasha? We was going. Everything was going so good, man. And here he comes, man. Kasha, you just like pissing me off, don't you? The bottom line
I
is,
like getting under your skin, Kyler. I
I know
gotta
you do.
go against the grain.
Yeah, I know you do. We'll say the bottom line is this, right? Ice Cube, right, didn't have to do what he did. He owns an NBA, a basketball league, whatever. He's worth $150 million, something like that. He's good, but he understands something, right? There's this thing that all black people understand. Long as there's this community out there, right, that's in chaos, right, that should not have to be, and people are disappointed. Remember that guy, that racist guy that owned, what was he on, the Washington Golden State? It wasn't what's the team? That guy, that racist guy,
the Clippers.
Remember? And he was saying that Magic Johnson don't do nothing. And I thought Magic Johnson did something for the community. I don't know. He said Magic Johnson don't do nothing for the community. He says black people with money never help the black people without money, and that's the truth, though. The black people with money, right, are disenfranchised from the other black people. When white people come up, right, the Waldens, everything, they make other white people rich with them. Donald Trump, right, he has investors, builders, everything, architects, all in his network and everything. We don't have that in Black America, right? And so Ice Cube said, if we had $500 billion to invest in real businesses and everything like that, we could put black people in power, right? If you put black people in power, if you see more black people as business owners and stuff like this, right, you would steer them in a positive direction, a positive direction. Not saying anything's guaranteed, but right now, black people have to compete with Mexicans, we have to compete with Chinese, everything. These people are organized. Another business that I want to talk about is this staffing business, right? I had a business, still have a business, but I had a transport business a couple of years ago, right? You know what the biggest thing was why I let that business go? Labor, labor. The Mexicans basically have Spanish language. When foreigners come here and speak Spanish right now, they can employ people and everything like that. Labor, labor, competition for labor and everything. We're not organizing that. White businesses, right, have a monopoly on black labor. They can pay them more, they can give them more benefits and everything. So the black person who's trying to be an entrepreneur, we can't rely on just racial loyalty. We have to be able to compete. What if black business was subsidized for labor for a certain amount so they can compete, so they can get contracts and everything? It was a time where that's where we were going with minority set-asides and stuff like that. But we got so scared in 1988, right? 1988, there was a man named David Duke, of the Ku Klux Klan, right? He was making inroads into the Northeast. He was saying that racism, it was reverse racism to give black people 1% of contracts, that we weren't deserving of that. That was white people like that, and white people bought it. So in other words, we went a whole generation. Right now, you ask yourself this question: in 1988, we had a guy that worked that became Secretary of Commerce under Clinton, called Ron Brown. And this guy was a dynamic person as far as like business, right? And basically, if in '88 when Dukakis was running, they gave him a thing saying, tangible, we want minority set-asides, boom, 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 we want all this stuff like this. The Republicans, Lee Atwater, and all these other people said, see, if you let Dukakis win, these black people, even though they're only talking about 2% of the contracts, everything, we want minority set-asides, everything like that. And black businessmen showed up saying, we're going to support that. They came there and said, we're going to support Dukakis, right? But they're racist in this country, right? And then after that, just for us even asking for, right, there was this thing, right? People don't realize this, right? Where white people became so anti-black, right? They kept talking about black crime, everything. And the Democrats felt like they will lose the white vote forever. So along comes Democrats said, look, we got to be proactive about the crime issue, right? And that's where the 94 crime bill came from. The 94 crime bill was designed to keep white working people, and bring back the Reagan Democrats, right, back to the party. by throwing Black America under the bus. They didn't look at the coming of age people my age and everything, trying to do stuff and build stuff like that. They didn't want that. To them, right, when we talk about the American political theater, right, we were public enemy number one. And so what happened was in 92, whatever like that, we looked at this guy from the South, Bill Clinton and whatnot. He showed us he just showed a picture of him, like he's tough on crime, but he played the saxophone. And we all, out of fear, we voted for him because David Duke got 10% of the white vote in the primaries, right? That scared Black America. We abandoned all the stuff that we wanted in 88. We just wanted to hold on to just what we had in America. We had the Rodney King incident. We had all these racist groups and everything. We had these racial incidents down in the South and everything. We were terrified. So we voted for the Democrats, got our vote for free. They'll say, oh, look, man, we're just trying to protect you from the white people. Now, 2022, we should be strong enough to say, look, this is what we want, or we're going to walk away. And so what about, we don't give a damn. If it comes to that, then we're ready prepared to go to war, But the bottom line is, the way we punked out in this last election and bowed our heads and said, okay, yes, just protect us from the orange man and everything, the cowardice of Black men in America. And I don't blame Black women. I blame Black men. Because anytime a Black man could get up there and be like this, I'm just going to hand you a vote. After 30-something years of them not giving a damn about you, you're just going to put them in power. Put them in power means their white kids and everything going to their eating the best bread. Look at Hunter Biden. This guy's a freaking bum, a flunky. But he's only in office because of your vote. You just gave another white man, young white punk, privilege,
Didn't Biden just fall off of his bike?
Yeah, stuff like that. But I don't really laugh about stuff like that. But the whole thing is this. Black people don't care because we live in fear. Oh, the Republicans are. Let's deal with these people. Let's have it out. Let Malcolm X said, let the chips fall where they may. Let's talk about this stuff, If it really comes down to it, let's say the Republicans, what are you going to do, kill us? What can they freaking do to us at this point in time? We're already dying left and right in our community with our own people and everything. Black America, every community in Black America is in hell and chaos. We got nothing to freaking lose. So what the hell are we holding on to the same old? Let's try something new. Let's stay home for a couple of election cycles. Let's do something else. So bottom line is that's what it is. So the idea that we got to.
But my thing is, like, Ice Cube was saying let's vote for Donald Trump, and that's kind of like what you saying too, Colin. So you're not really saying let's stay home.
Let me ask you a question, Costa. Right? Would if Donald Trump delivers like he did with the HBCUs, the First Step Back and everything, and he delivers that, would Black America be better off or worse off?
I don't think we'd be better off, and I don't think we'd be worse off.
Kasha, come on, man. Come on.
Let me explain.
It's either or.
Yeah, listen, it's not either or. It's not black and white. My thing is, they're not gonna give us nothing that's gonna change the status quo. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you. That's a good question, right? Explain to me, right? Explain to me. We're gonna make some progress here, Dice, right? Explain to me what the status quo is, right?
The status quo is white on top, black on bottom, and whoever is in between.
Oh, let me say this, right? In case you haven't figured this out, right? America is a white country. You're a minority group. It's always going to be like that. You can give every Black person $1 million.
Wait. Kyler, are you saying that it's always going to be black on bottom?
Yes, it's always going to be black on the bottom. Yes, that's the way it's designed. That's why we're nationalists. When we want a nation of our own eventually, because we know that's what it is. You want to hang on to America and whatnot, and you think it's going to be. So the bottom line is this: those of us who realize America is what it is, when I just want to take the bag and build for our people, and maybe one day get the fuck out of here, But you want to have this idea that, social justice, we got to change America. Like, white people are always going to be on top. They're always going to have everything, and you're always going to be at the bottom. And in the middle are the Latinos, everybody else and everything. And now you got the LGBTQ is on top of you.
That kind of sounds like a victim mindset, Kyler.
White
people always gonna be on top. And
hold
on. I don't agree. I think that they can, just like they took power, that power can take
it. The bottom line, hold up. The bottom line is they just took power. They created it. You know what I'm saying? They created the infrastructure. They created the foundation. Right here. You look at the Monroe. You ever heard of Monroe Doctrine? I know you're gonna.
Kyler, they didn't do that alone.
Hold on. Have you ever heard
They
of
didn't
Monroe
do that
Doctrine?
with their sciences alone.
Hold up. Do you ever heard of the Monroe Doctrine?
Well, yes, the Monroe
Okay, no,
Doctrine.
you ain't heard the Monroe Doctrine. I got to tell you what it is. The Monroe Doctrine, basically, what we live under today, right? And then they have Roosevelt corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. That's American Foreign Policy 101. The United States of North America is the manifest destiny of the white race, basically, you know? And then anything in this hemisphere, right? Anything that the nearest borders and everything, the United States basically feels like it has a right to intervene anyway. That's why we have all this problem in Honduras, El Salvador, and all these other places. Now, America has this
Did
thing.
you say we?
No, the United States.
Oh, okay. I heard you. I thought I
United
heard you
States.
say we.
Well, I'm a U.S. citizen, so I'll say, yeah, okay, well, we are, because I'm going along with the flow. I have no power over it, but I just say, yeah,
Got
yeah.
you. I
We
got you.
in the United States, you know, but it's not us. We're on the bottom of this shit, you know. So I'm just gonna tell it like it is, okay? So
Gotcha.
therefore, you cannot, as a black race, right? This idea that you're gonna build your empire inside the borders of America is a fallacy. All right? You'll say, well, what about Mexicans and all that? Mexicans and all these other people, they send their money back to Mexico. Their end game, they could actually, because they're more indigenous to this region, they can more actually give something. But the Mexicans coming over here a couple of generations and they think like the white man, they think like the gringo. The black man in America, you look at black America, right? We're the most anti-establishment, we're the most anti-police, we're the most anti-constitution. We've been like this. So the bottom line is the only thing they could do for us is benign neglect and containment.
But you
You
know
know,
that anti-police and establishment that really exists in the heart of the youth. That typically doesn't exist in these old
I'm
folks'
hearing
minds.
let me tell you something. The defund the police was done by, we talked to about black people in Congress. Maxine Ward is not youth, you know, so you can't say that. You got all these people. Al
But
Sharpton,
defund the police that started as a grassroots movement.
right, and it was picked up by people who should know better. You know, who should know
And it
better.
didn't get any traction. That
Oh, it
shit
didn't
was
even be
not
retracted
gonna go
because of
nowhere.
why? Because they did it just enough to get you to the polls, right? And once they got your vote and everything, they said, we're not going to do that. You know, see the bottom
But
line.
Tyler, did you just say they finessed the election? I do agree with that. I agree that they
They
finessed
did
it.
that. They did everything. The bottom line, they wanted Trump out of office so bad. I do
Yeah.
people would basically do anything,
Yep.
including basically if somebody had a voice strong enough telling black people to stay home, and they say that's the person that's causing all this, they would have that person bumped off. You know, I really believe that. That's how dangerous these people are. You know, the bottom line. That's how extreme these. But it doesn't with the lengths they went through to steal this election, last election. It don't surprise me what they might do. They're already trying to discredit black people. That's basically this guy Kamau Bell saying you got to scare black people to the polls. That's what he said in an interview not too long ago, just about a week ago. He said you got to scare black people to the polls. So in other words, it's not even about what they're going to give for you anymore. It's about terrorizing you to the polls. There's going to be another police shooting or something like that. There's going to be something to get you to the poll. More to go to
Vote or die.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you just die. No, it's there. Vote and die. You know, how about that?
Vote and die.
It's vote and die.
All right, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. We'll roll for about another 20 minutes. If you want to call in, links in the chat room. If you want to call in, links in the chat room, but hit the like button. Go ahead, Colin.
Somebody says, Kyle's a Dusty. Call in and tell me about it. You know, call me and tell me how I'm Dusty. You know, I'm a Dusty. I own the business. You know,
They call it. Kyler got a book too.
And I got a book. I'm an author. You know, tell me about Dusty. I have a social media site. You know, I run myself. You know, so tell me how I'm Dusty. That's another thing. These people on social media, when they basically attack you, they attack everyone, and how many attacks one. They have no way of backing it up and everything. And you have cowards who'll sit there like, oh, I don't want to be called Dusty and everything. I say what I say. If you don't believe it, you don't agree with me. That's fine. You know, agree to disagree. You know, but don't disparage my character and everything, who I am and everything, because you disagree with what I say. Come up here and click the link and debate me. Tell me how I'm wrong. They won't do that. They'll sit there in the chat room and everything because, like I said, black people are just nothing but scaredy cat cowards, you know? With scaredy cat cowards. Somebody basically you're in your house, right? Somebody can't reach to the computer and smack you in the head, right? But the bottom line, these people are so triggered by what somebody says and everything like that. You know, you don't even you can vote for Trump and say you vote for Biden, but they can't even do that. Because people they feel like they'll be pinned in Walmart. Like, who'd you vote for? Biden. No, nigga. I see it in your face. You vote for Trump. And somebody gonna beat you over the head. No, I'll say, well, where'd you go? I stayed home. No, nigga, I saw you. I know you went to that poll and you pushed for Trump. I know it. Bottom line is, we're still the same scaredy ass niggas that we were 100 years ago. You know,
I've had older people tell me, like recently, that Donald Trump was probably the better choice, but they still voted for Joe Biden because they felt like they needed to get the orange man out of the White House.
yeah, it was stupid. But black people, like I said, and we're suffering. That's why I said anything collective, right? I've done giving up on being collective with black people. Like I said, anybody's doing anything. Is there any other collective movements going on right now besides that reparations movement, Dynasty? Anything going on right now? Anything going on that black?
Would you consider the reparations movement a collective?
No, it's not. But I'm saying, well, collective black
Oh,
people.
I tell you what's collective. I mean, you do have a large amount of black people that are like, Roe versus they overturn Roe. Female, she has a right to do what she wants with her body. You got them.
And you notice,
they got that collective.
You check this out. You notice I haven't said that.
You can't tell me what to do with my body.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me. I'm like, okay, look, black. Well, how many? What did they say? How many black babies are aborted? Like what? 10, 20 million black babies aborted.
Yeah.
You know, and also abortion is not even abortion; it's a birth control. And I heard a girl on TikTok saying, if I want to have sex, I don't want to have no baby. I just want to have sex. I get horny. So in other words, now that Medicaid and all that pays for it, right? So tax dollars is paying for it, right? So you going out there, they're saying, Collar, man, I don't like talking about this because all people are gonna say is, Collar, man, you just jealous, man. That's the mentality, the low IQ mentality we're dealing with. And
you're a misogynist.
You're a misogynist and everything like that. You can't tell women what they do with their body. And like I said, I have my opinion on abortion. I don't agree with it. I think it's sin and everything like that. But the whole thing is, I'm not going to get out there and with a ticker tape saying we won something or not, because I know I could get shot and killed. You know, and the anger out there right now, they say there's protests all over the country over the right to kill a baby. I'm saying they said abortion on the ban. Think about where we're at right now. Now,
well, technically, Collar, it's not a baby; it's a fetus.
That's the life comes in conception or in birth, you know.
Cash,
this is a little baby.
Right, but Cash, let me ask you.
You sure that's yours, Caster?
Yeah, shout out to little Caster, everybody. Shout out to little Caster.
This is my little baby girl, y'all.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, but no, but this is the thing, Collar. But this is the thing, Collar. So the whole fetus argument. Say, a woman's driving, she's pregnant. We'll say 3 weeks pregnant, 4 weeks pregnant, or whatever. She gets T-boned by a drunk driver. She survives. The fetus dies. The man can be charged with murder.
Only if the baby had taken a breath. You know, like they can't be charged with murder if the baby had.
Well, actually, Scott Peterson was charged with murder of his wife and his unborn kid. Remember that in California? He was charged with murder.
Okay, you know those laws vary by the state, but typically the baby has to take a breath in order for the person to be charged with murder, because you can't technically say something is alive if it hasn't breathed yet.
Well, let me ask you a question, right? You know, like I said, this is like a issue for you, your church.
Hey, Kyle, you got a question down here too. How to break the democratic code in black minds?
Okay, the whole thing is a democratic black mind is first it starts with black men, you know. It starts with black men. If the black man, if you would basically stand up against them the way you stand against other black men, where you could quick to shoot somebody, you might get somewhere. You know, look, nobody ever tell your vote is who you vote for. You know, you don't have there's no agenda. Black people, we get emotional, right? And we just say, oh, Democrats, everything, because they use racism. And we talked about that on Brandon's show not too long ago. Is that we talked about in this show too? Remember, we talked about more black people nowadays are talking about crime and murder in their community than they do racism. You know, and so therefore racism is just basically like this, a trope that black people feel like other groups of people who come over here, right? We're the ones fighting against racism, right? Because that's what we're taught. Racism. Why are we the people that's fighting for this, right? And we're not benefiting from it. I see people, Asians and everything, were they getting beaten by hoes? Are they going out here doing this? Now they're just starting to fight for Asian racism and everything. But they got other things on the table that they talk about. Black people, imagine it would be a dream if Black people learned to love Africa, learn themselves, and we became Pan-Africanists, right? And say our views are tied to what we're doing in Africa. We did that at one time. It's not too far off, right? Because we went to Democrats and Republicans in the 80s, right? And got them on record about what they thought about apartheid South Africa, you know? And there was some Republicans and mostly maybe Democrats, it was just Democrats who said, yes, we should go like this. Black people had something to rally around, right? And it was like, if the Republicans don't do it, remember something, Ronald Reagan got a lot of black votes. You know, his first and second time, he got a lot of black votes, right? Because he as far as education, funding of black colleges, stuff like that, you know. So black people like this. Right now, what you have right now is this. He asked a stranglehold. First of all, who is doing this? It's the black entertainers. In order for you to break the Democrat stranglehold, you have to break the stranglehold of black entertainers on Black America. You know, when somebody says something, P. Diddy, Jay-Z, now Jeezy, Cardi B, and all these people say something, right? Black people fall in line because you don't want to feel like you're outside the thing. That's why they attacked Ice Cube. And Trump basically fell into the same trap, right? He went there and he let Kodak Black out of jail, pardoned Lil Wayne and stuff like this. You know, he did all that and went to Kim Kardashian and they let these black men out of jail and everything like that. But still, the stranglehold on Black America comes through black entertainment, right? When you're up there and people talk about racism, right? And basically, the racism is always going to be a white male conservative, okay? And people don't realize that white male liberals are just as racist. They're just as racist
I think they're
as
more
white conservatives.
racist.
You know what I'm saying? And also in places like New York, people don't miss this, right? The political battle in New York, right? The racial tension in New York was not between blacks and Republicans. It was black Democrats and white Democrats against Mario Cuomo, Ed Koch, and all these other white Democrats and everything, white liberals and everything. We saw them as racist, right? Because black people like this. The only reason why you're in the governorship or the mayorship is because of us. And you're going to let your police treat us like shit. You're going to do all this stuff like that. You're going to deny us contracts and everything like this. We had a war on our hands. We were in the MTA, the Metro Transit Authority in New York City. We boycotted that one night, and then we got a first black person put on the board. And these were so-called white liberals, you know? So in New York, we had that fight. We had that fight. What I don't understand is this. In the South, right, the Democrats were the Dixiecrats. That wasn't even a generation ago. And you got black people to the Democrats, you know, going to the Democrats. You don't remember the Dixiecrats are the ones who basically wanted segregation and stuff like this. You still got that working class white racist stuff like that. We don't like Republicans. We're working class whites and everything like that. And the Republicans have made inroads into things. Still, there's a lot of those white people who don't like Republicans, who don't like the rich elites or the educated and everything. So you have all that. And so Black America has not known how to, let's say, maybe sectarianize our community. Okay, you got black people who are maybe libertarian. You got black people who are conservative. You got black people who are liberal and everything like that. Every last single black person is thinks like he's on Section 8, he's on welfare, food stamps, and he's being oppressed and hunted by the police. You got black people out there that got nice houses, $1 million in the bank. Yeah, us poor people. So we're just basically into one set because we're scared to venture out of that thing because it's a comfort zone. And now it's basically embarrassing now because the world doesn't see. The world's asking, well, what do you guys do? Oh, we're just voting for against Orange Man. Why? Because he might bring back slavery. That's as far as black culture. Al Sharpton, when he first got on Politics Nation on MSNBC, and I noticed it back then, when the run up to the 2010 midterms, right? Al Sharpton was reading from a teleprompter, right? And he said, yeah, we got to stop the Republicans, right? He didn't say because he said Republicans, right? From taking the House. And then he was reading play, Republicans are going to suspend food stamps for blacks and everything. And I'm saying to myself, I'm not on goddamn food stamps.
All right.
Why am I worried about what food stamps want to tell me another issue and everything? Is there something on the table that we want? You know, do we got government contracts that we're trying to get that the Republicans are about? No. They basically memorialize us to black people, food stamps, everything. And black people, no matter what their income level is, go with that because we always look at the least among us. That's the one thing I do give our community. We always care about the least. Now, what it looks like is politically, socially, economically, Black America was dragged down, and we're now completely bottomed out, and we're completely powerless. We're powerless because we didn't flex our muscle. We didn't say, okay, what about black banks? Black banks are getting shafted in America. You know, what are we going to do about black banks? And what are we going to do about these things right here? There's no black contract. We had talked about earlier about black contractors and everything. Right? There's no political power. Black contractors and everything like that. You've seen them, Dimes, right? They got no political voice. We put these Democrats and everybody in power, but the black people who want to get into Fitzgerald, somebody like Fitzgerald should be a multimillionaire right now with all his knowledge, you know. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is, when it comes down to stuff like this and everything, and I know it's frustrating for him, the black people cannot. Our votes are only supposed to be for the LGBTQ, immigrants, you know, the black poor, black criminals, you know, all those other things. These people bully and browbeat the masses of black people into submission. You know, yeah, man. Yeah. Reason why we're gonna get Republicans because so we have mass incarceration. Well, we got mass incarceration because we have mass crime. And Shaka, I don't know if Kasha agree with this, right? We got a lot of black people who think they're gonna go down that road of criminality and crime, and they're destroying our culture and community. Now, if you want to go do that, I can't tell a black man not to be a criminal because I don't have an alternative. I don't have the power. We don't have the power, right? But I can tell them, right, when you do get in trouble, right, don't expect me to come and cape for you. You know, we can't even do that. You had Young Thug talking about he's facing all these counts, but he put out a thing where they know what they're doing. Young Thug's not stupid, right? They say they after him because he bought 100 acres of land and he was going to build something for black people. And then get this, you had Jason Black. I don't know if Young Thug's people sent some money to Jason Black, and Jason Black paid for Young Thug. It's a mess, man. Black America's a mess. What does Jason Black got to do with Young Thug? You know, Jason Black said, yeah, notice they don't put the KKK on Rico. Let Young Thug hold his own nuts. He did what he did. He had opportunity like that, like this. But we are basically like that, you know. We got people now based like this. And that, for the money, like, don't ever tell me who to vote for and whoever like that, because I don't want to hear it. You fuck up. And it's like you're on your own. And when we come to the Pan-African movement, Dinas, is anybody protecting us out there, Dinas? Is anybody protecting what you're doing? I'm doing everything? No. No one gives a damn about us. We're supposed to basically care about what all these other people do. No. It's like you on your own. And so that's basically what it is. You know, we're just basically afraid to be out of it like this. I'm a maverick, you know. You got to act like a maverick. I'm on my own. I think things differently and everything like that, like this. And I'm not saying go vote for Republicans. I'm just saying that your vote is you. You know, that's the only thing you have. That's your voice in this political system. If you want to exercise that right to vote or not, don't let anybody tell you. You got Michelle Obama out there talking about, y'all got to go out there and vote. Staying home is not an option. What? Lady, Michelle Obama, with all due respect, you live in an $11 million house. Your kids got private bodyguards. Now, Kasha's agreeing with me because I'm making sense, you know, making progress here. She's an $11 million house. They're going out to Martha's Vineyard. They live the life, and she's oppressed. She's afraid for her daughters. Her daughter got Secret Service protection. This is insane. You know, we got these people like, get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. The Republicans going to get you. You know, you mean tell me? So in other words, basically, and then when somebody like a black nationalist say, you know something, America's a racist country. We the nation wrong. No, this is our country. We need to fight for it. Why not? Okay, but you know, but you say that this racist is irredeemable, but we're saying, okay, it's time to part ways with America. You're telling us, oh, we can't go no place. You know, it's our land to fight for and everything. So this is what we have. Is anybody else coming on, Dice?
No, we'll go ahead and close out. What else you like to share in closing?
I'm gonna be on Bomani Tyemba's show tonight, folks. So you gotta look at that. We're talking about Liberia and stuff like that. We have a tour coming up next year. If you guys want to be part of that, I hope Dinas joins us. Right, we're gonna have the first ever tour to Liberia. That's next July. You know, and it's gonna be a rocking tour. You know, I'll be on that tour. Definitely, it's the first tour from a Pan-African's point of view to Liberia. And we're making history with this tour next year. And so we're going to be talking about that tonight after the show and stuff like that, you know. And so check out my book, Journey to the Promised Land. I was listening to Focus on Liberia. Subscribe to the channel, Focus on Liberia. They do Liberian history the way it's supposed to be. And they're talking about Benjamin Anderson. You know, he was the Liberian Davy Crockett. And he went into the interior of this place called Madudo. a city, a lost city in Liberia that was tied to the Mali Empire, and he broke bread with the local chiefs and everything like that, and they and signed treaties and everything that brought them into the fold of the Liberian Republic. So there's a lot of history with this country and a lot of stuff like that. And the thing when people ask it is, wow, this guy, and he was black. He was a black man. He went up there. He said, unlike European explorers, right? They saw somebody look like them, and they said, wow, man, this is not a white man. It's a black man with the education and stuff like this. And they were just like intrigued. So we have a lot of history that we're trying to unpack here and stuff like that. So, yeah, which we call Tarek Blanks. If you want to come with us next year, come right ahead, bro. Go to Brother Bomani site. I don't have his thing. Bomani Tayamba. Hold on. But let's see, put the thing. Bomani.
I spelled his name in there, but hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna put Bomani's name in the chat. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.